Unit 1. Analysis. What is a fact beyond all doubt is that we share an ancestor with every other species of animal and plant on the planet. We know this because some genes are recognizably the same genes in all living creatures, including animals, plants, and bacteria. And above all, the genetic code itself, the dictionary by which all genes are translated, is the same across all living creatures that have ever been looked at. We are all cousins. Your family tree includes not just obvious cousins like chimpanzees and monkeys, but also mice, buffaloes, iguanas, snails, dandelions, golden eagles, mushrooms, whales, and bacteria. All are our cousins, every last one of them. Isn't that a far more wonderful thought than any myth? And the most wonderful thing of all is that we know for certain it is literally true. Practice. 1. Some people may be on the verge of buying the product, whereas others may never have heard of it. Still others may have an interest in the product, but do not have any money, while others might be aware of the product, but are not yet interested. Others might be interested, but do not at present have a need for the product, and so forth. Marketers need to be aware of these stages and be prepared to act at the appropriate time. For example, a couple who have just bought their first house will not currently be in the market to buy another larger house, but very well might be in 5 to 7 years' time, when perhaps they have started a family or are earning more money. Two. Few philosophers would deny that human beings are, to a great extent, historical, that we inherit things from the past, change them, and then pass them on to future generations. Language, for example, is something that we learn and change as we use it. And the same is true of science. Scientists start with a body of theory and then go on either to confirm or to disconfirm it. The same is also true of social institutions, such as the family, the state, banks, churches, and so on, most of which are modified forms of earlier practices or institutions. Human beings, therefore, never begin their existence from scratch, but always within some kind of context, a context that changes, sometimes radically within a single generation. Three. Metaphorically speaking, human memory is like a public library that organizes its books according to their predicted popularity. Frequently checked out books, that is, popular books, for example, the Dan Brown blockbusters, will be made available in special spaces near the entrance of the library to make it easy for members to find them. In contrast, less popular books, for example, the books by Herta Müller, recipient of the 2009 Nobel Prize in Literature, the ones rarely checked out in the past, will be placed in the back of the library. Because of the environment being thus reflected in our memory, we can use our memory to make inferences about the environment. We can infer, for example, that the more fluently we retrieve an item from memory, the more often we must have encountered it in the past.